Revealed. After BTS's Jimin completes his enlistment, he discovers a painful fact that Jungkook has been hiding from him, a secret passage in Tokyo that holds too many emotions. Why does that road make Jimin cry in the middle of the night? Why hasn't Jungkook told you about it before? And what really happens when the two of them get back together in Tokyo? The army was not prepared for this harsh reality. Revealed. Jungkook's secret passage in Tokyo makes Jimin cry. Army splashy. After Jimin finished his military service, what happened to Jungkook? Why does Jimin cry at night, right under the overcast Tokyo sky, without saying a word while staring at the narrow streets that are unfamiliar but feel very familiar? What was Jungkook hiding all this time, and why did he never talk about it, not even to his best friend? This secret passageway is more than just a city passageway. It holds a piece of Jungkook's soul that has never been seen by anyone, not even the army, who considers themselves to know the golden magne best. But why is all this revealed only now? Tokyo, quiet night. As the city lights sparkled like stars falling to earth, Jimin stood still. He didn't move, just stared, as if he were listening to voices from the past. It wasn't the Tokyo he used to know, nor was it an ordinary trip. A narrow street in a small district of Shinjuku. No signage, no signage. But when Jungkook stopped and looked down the hall, Jimin knew something's not right. Something stored too long, too deep. And when the secret is revealed, only one reaction may appear: tears. What is it, Jungkook? Jimin asked slowly, almost in a whisper. But the voice sounded loud, hitting the night like the roar of a restrained storm. Jungkook did not immediately respond. He lowered his head, bit his lower lip, and let out a long sigh. His eyes did not look at Jimin, but at the empty street in front of him. The street he only knew, the one that for 2 years had kept the darkest part of his heart. Army, have you ever wondered where Jungkook went when there were no updates during the personal vacuum before enlistment? Many suspected that he was hiding from the spotlight. Many thought that he just wanted to rest. But no one expected that Jungkook often returned secretly to Tokyo. Not for work, not for the holidays, but for someone or something he never told me. Until now. I don't know where to start, Jungkook muttered at last, in a hoarse, almost broken voice. But this road was once the place I fled to when everything was too much, when I didn't know who I was. And Jimin, who all this time thought he knew everything about Jungkook, could only freeze. He was speechless, because as he gazed toward the hallway, he could see Jungkook's shadow alone, sitting against the wall, wearing a black hoodie and hat, staring blankly ahead. Waiting for something, or someone who never came. Did Jungkook really hide this deep wound? And why did Jimin find out only now? It's not just that. When they went further, passing through the narrow passage, they came to an inconspicuous old door. Jungkook opened the combination lock with a slightly trembling hand. And when the door was open, inside, nothing could have prepared Jimin for the sight he saw. The walls of the room were full of graffiti. Jungkook's hand scribbles, which he wrote during the longest nights of his life. There are song lyrics that were never released. There was a poem, a line, and a quote that made Jimin almost fall to his knees. Don't ever say you're okay if your heart breaks because he doesn't even know you're waiting. Army, who is this he Jungkook is referring to? And why does Jungkook look so fragile in that place? Is it related to someone from the past, or is it Jimin himself? Jim walked slowly into the middle of the room. He touched the wall, as if hoping to feel the emotions left behind. Then he turned around, looking at Jungkook. Why didn't you ever tell me? His voice broke. You said we have nothing to hide.
I'm afraid, Jungkook answered honestly.
I was scared when I told you you're leaving. I'm afraid of losing you. And that's where, Army, everything changes. The moment wasn't just about two best friends finally talking, but about two souls who have been holding each other's wounds, pretending to be each other's strong. But actually both are cracked. Jimin is crying. Not out of anger, but because he felt like a failure as a friend, as a person who claimed to know Jungkook best. You don't have to be alone all this time, he said. But those words came too late. Too late. What makes Jungkook feel so isolated? And why did he choose Tokyo, the city of light, to hide his darkness. When they returned to the hotel that night, there was no conversation, just a long silence. But something changed. ARMY began to connect the dots. As it turns out, some of Jungkook's solo songs sound much deeper when played back. There's one verse that talks about a path that can only be taken alone. Now we know, it's not a metaphor. Does this mean that Jungkook has been struggling with such a huge feeling of loneliness? And will Jimin forgive himself for not noticing it earlier? The next day, when they returned to the location for the last time, Jimin brought something with him, a piece of paper that he had written last night. He stuck it on the wall between the old Jungkook scribbles. It was one sentence. "From today on, you are no longer alone. I'm here." And for the first time in a very long time, Jungkook smiled. But the tears continued to flow. The ARMY was not silent either. When a snippet video of the moment was leaked by staff who accidentally recorded it, social media exploded. Jungkook Street is trending worldwide. Thousands of fans sent letters, pictures, and emotional support. But the most touching was one comment. "We've all felt like Jungkook ourselves. But today we feel saved because we know we're not the only ones." Now, the place has become a new symbol for the ARMY, not just a narrow alley in Tokyo, but a silent witness to how human and fragile Jungkook is and how strong Jimin's love for his best friend is. But this question still resonates. How much more do idols hide behind their smiles? And if we don't know, do we really care? Tokyo is no longer the same. And the relationship between Jimin and Jungkook? Neither. But the night doesn't really end at the hotel. After Jimin and Jungkook returned to the place of stay, the two did not immediately rest. Jimin sat quietly on the balcony of the room, staring at the Tokyo sky that seemed to be getting cloudy. Unknowingly, he replayed the conversation in the secret passage, word for word, sentence for sentence, until Jungkook's tears returned to his ears. And when Jungkook came along, wearing a baggy hoodie and training pants that always made him look much younger than his actual age, Jimin couldn't hold back his tears anymore. "Why are you so good at hiding everything, but never able to hide your eyes when you are injured?" Jimin asked, not looking directly, just looking down at the tea glass in his hand. Jungkook did not answer, just stood beside him, silent. The noise of the city below felt so far away from the silence between these two friends. "I want you to know," Jimin continued, "that even if you cry in the middle of a concert, or even give up in the middle of a song, I will still hold your hand. Because you're not just a singer. You're not just Jungkook from BTS. You're my best friend." And that night, somehow they hugged. Not a harsh hug, not a tearful one or a scream. But the hug is silent, calm, like two souls who have finally returned to where they need it most, each other. But this story does not stop there. ARMY began to speculate more deeply. Why is Jungkook so emotional when he sings certain songs in his solo concerts in 2023 and 2024? Why does he look so much quieter and often aloof in the documentary Golden released last year? And more than that, why do many of his lyrics contain words like silent road, darkness, or even betrayal? Theory develops. Some fans noticed that the date when Jungkook was first found visiting Tokyo secretly was shortly after BTS announced a temporary hiatus and focus on solo activities. There is also speculation that the secret passage was where he conceived the initial concept of the album Golden, where he composed words of pain that he could not share with anyone, including Jimin. And when Jimin realized that, he did not remain silent. A few days after the incident in Tokyo, Jimin decided to do something he had never done before. He posted a long post on Weverse. Not to promote music, not to update personal activities, but to say something he cannot say directly in front of the camera. To those of you who have been walking alone on a narrow path that I don't even know about,
I'm sorry.
and thank you because you never give up, even when you feel like I don't see you. From now on, that road will never again be your own. ARMY hysterical. Comments flooded the post in less than an hour. Many said that it was Jimin's most honest emotional confession since BTS debuted. But even more surprising is Jungkook's response. Without saying much, he just uploaded a photo of the wall of the secret place. But this time, the walls have changed. In the center of the old, wound-up scribbles, there is one large picture, stylized, simple drawing of a small child's hand, showing two people standing under the night sky, holding each other's hands, and the writing underneath, "You found me." The army is speechless. Many admitted that they cried just from seeing the picture. Even international fans began to look for the original location of the place, hoping to simply put a letter or flower on the wall. But HYB, through a brief statement, asked the public to respect their privacy and let the place become a silent mon. But what happened after that was completely unexpected. Just 3 days after Jimin's emotional upload and Jungkook's tacit response that made the secret wall a sanctuary for ARMY, came shocking news that shook the entire fandom. HYB officially announced that the exclusive license for Jimin and Jungkook had been activated as a special duo project. What's the point of all this? It's not just an ordinary musical collaboration. This is a full license for the official duo to operate as their own entity under the name Jungkook, a merger of names that was once just a fandom joke, but has now become a legal reality. HYB confirmed that this subunit label will get full creative rights, including in song selection, visual production, to lyric writing. The word official in the license is not arbitrary. This is not just a sign that the two will release music together. It is a form of recognition that the chemistry between Jimin and Jungkook is not merely an emotional asset, but a full artistic force. HYB even called this subunit a manifestation of the deepest journey of healing, friendship, and emotional expression of two of the most iconic artists of this generation. And when this news was broadcast live by major Korean and Japanese media, the reaction from the other BTS members was no less shaking. Taeil, who is known for being the most expressive about his feelings for Jimin and Jungkook, uploaded a video on his Instagram story, only 5 seconds long. But in the video, he is seen in an empty rehearsal room, playing an old BTS song while staring at the camera, then saying slowly, "It's time for you to lead. I'll wait at the end of the road." The sentence immediately sparked a new theory. What does Taeil mean by end of the road? Does this mean that there will be a second subunit after Jungkook? Will Jin, RM, or Suga also form a new collaboration format post-enlistment? And more importantly, is all this the path to a total BTS reunion? We have to look at the little facts that have been revealed. First, HYB had indeed registered 5 new licenses by the end of May, and 2 of them contain the keywords 7 and return. Secondly, V was also caught recording a video at the same studio as Jimin a few weeks earlier, even though his schedule showed no musical activity. Third, Jin in his last interview said that he felt closer to something he had longed for. So the question is this Jungkook license the key that opens the reunion door? And if true, why start with Jimin and Jungkook? The answer may only be explained by the two of them. But from what we've seen, it's clear that the two have not only experienced personal emotional moments, but have turned them into fuel to create something bigger than just music. They don't just want to make songs. They want to make a second chance. Many soldiers said that this announcement felt like the universe's reply to the lonely years without their company. That there was finally real hope to see the members standing together on stage again, not out of demand, but out of a longing they had nurtured in silence. And the following days were witnesses of a great change. Billboard Korea released an exclusive report that Jungkook has listed 3 new songs on ASCAP, including one song titled Silent Wall, which is strongly suspected to be a song about a secret wall in Tokyo. The lyrics of the song have not yet been released, but the leaked footage mentions, "Behind the crack of light, I'm waiting for you. In that silent wall, you found me." The army is crying again, trending again. The internet cannot be silent. The song has not yet been released, but the world already knows. It's not just music. It's an emotional hug for everyone who has ever felt invisible. And when the first teaser appeared, just 12 seconds long, featuring Jimin walking slowly down a narrow hallway with Jungkook's breathing in the background, millions of views exploded in 2 hours, but not all welcomed in peace. A sharp, piercing, and inescapable new question arises. Does this mean that Jimin and Jungkook are separating from BTS? Does HYB secretly want to direct these two members as new faces to replace BTS who are already considered mature? This theory went wild when one of the Japanese media mentioned that the Jungkook project is scheduled to perform at two major international festivals